Hey, it's Aaron here. I am sick and tired of this media-driven narrative that the federal government here in Canada is somehow doing a good job of handling the COVID-19 crisis, the global pandemic, because it's just not true. Back in late February and early March, instead of closing our borders to countries where the infection had already spread, this government left them wide open. Also, mind you, while mocking and ridiculing those who suggested they do otherwise. And now we are left with the consequences and results. Over 6,000 Canadians dead. 90% of those early cases tied directly to international travel. And while the media loves to compare us to the United States, who have a whole host of other problems of their own, why not compare us to a country like Germany, whose southern border is only 300 kilometers away from the European epicenter of this disease. Yet they've recorded 40% fewer deaths per capita than we have. Austria, which is even closer, has recorded 57% fewer deaths. Australia and New Zealand, 98% fewer fatalities. In fact, we've had 13 times more COVID deaths in this country per person than South Korea, Australia, and New Zealand combined. And I want to be perfectly clear, this isn't a partisan issue. I live here in BC, where I think the provincial NDP government and local health authorities have done, for the most part, a really admirable job, as have most provinces. But this federal government under Justin Trudeau not only dropped the ball, they've completely abdicated their responsibility. Probably because in early March they were too busy placating radical activists that had blockaded roads, bridges, and rail lines right across the country. And let's fast forward to today, where the government is literally running out of money. Yet Trudeau prances out to his little press conferences every morning and just starts handing it out to everyone, including people not even affected by the virus, which would be totally fine if money grew on trees. The truth is, eventually all this cash will have to be paid back with interest. That is, if all the debt doesn't completely collapse our economy first. Oh, and also, there are literally people choosing not to go back to work now, even though that they could, because they'd rather stay at home and collect a free government check, and you can't really blame them. But if this virus does come back with a vengeance in the fall, our fiscal room to maneuver is rapidly approaching zero, putting our country at a greater risk of economic calamity than at any other point in our history other than maybe the Great Depression. And what annoys me maybe more than anything is that we could have another $80 billion or so right now to help us navigate this crisis. Money that this government borrowed and spent recklessly over the past 5 years for no particular reason, against not only prudent financial management and common sense, but even their own election promise. Look, obviously, Canada and its government is not responsible for COVID-19, but it is responsible for preparing for and reacting to unexpected situations. That's part of leadership. That's part of running a country. And unfortunately for all of us, this government has simply not met the standards that Canada and Canadians deserve.